This is our newest addition to the EAM Museum.
So this is the 1935 Chev, ton and a half that we bought for the museum. And the reason we bought this is because the last major year of production was 1937 for the Yankee Boy. And they would have had trucks like this that would have hauled the ore. So there was a big ore bin at the Yankee Boy. And they hauled the quartz ore, and it went to trail, but we always thought that they used the old Cascade Highway, which was a really rough highway. But we think actually what happened is they just hauled it to Grand Forks and then by train to trail to the smelter. Put this in the museum, and maybe we can do a little bit of work to fix it up. I don't think we can afford to really completely restore it, but it's all original. And the motor sort of ran a few years ago. Hasn't been running for a few years. But we're going to build a little deck on it, have it inside the museum, and it's just a really cool part of history that they would have had at the Yankee Boy. This old truck doesn't have hydraulic brakes. You see, it's they're just rods that go back. It was a dually, but we have the other drums to fix it up there. So yeah, pretty neat looking old truck there. It's all original, all the parts and everything are in it. So we're going to have that in the museum, and you guys can come and have a look at it if you want. It has the same engine in it as our compressor had originally, a 216. I'll show you. Here's what she looks like. And it also has the carburetor in it, which they used on Fords in later years. Eventually, we'd like to restore this, and then, we could have it, take it to parades and different events and stuff, and probably write Yankee Boy Mine on the side and have the flat deck on it and drive it around. But, it's going to cost quite a bit of money. So for now, we're just going to have it on display in the museum. All right, so thanks for sharing, for taking some awesome pictures of this as we were getting it from Princeton to its new home at the Yankee Boy Mine. So this week we are going to be going up the 400 shaft, the #1 shaft. So we're going to go to the very top there. We've never shown you what's at the top, so we're going to head up there. And it's been kind of a challenging week. It's been really cold, and a bunch of stuff's froze up. So we have some other stuff coming up, dealing with the frost, and we're going to explore the very top of the mine next week. So, but cool show this week. We're going to go all the way up the 400 shaft and show you what's up there. Most of it's probably mental. You don't like dark places that are wet and you're claustrophobic. You have a bunch of phobias and stuff. It's not going to be the place for you. Hey everyone, so we're going up the 400 shaft today, so we can give you a pretty good tour of the whole thing. We're getting ready to rebuild this shaft. So originally there was a manway in the middle, and you can see an ore chute on this side and an ore chute on the other side. So we've got it all cleaned up here. Eric is going to come give us a hand, my friend from Spirit River. So yeah, we're just going to get everything cleaned up, and we want to go to the very top so we can clean up some loose boards and stuff We want to make sure we're working down here that there's no risk of anything falling on us. We're going to use 2 ropes. The reason being is we haven't been up here for a while, and there's always a risk that a rat could have possibly maybe chewed a rope or something. Not likely, but you don't want to bet your life on it. And so in case that one rope were to fail, we'd have a backup rope. We've never done that before, but normally we wouldn't leave ropes sitting for extended period of time. So it's going pretty good here. So we're going to go up to here and I want to try to muck out this. We're going to go all the way to the top of this of the number 1 shaft here. We're almost up to the first level. The levels are basically every 50 feet. Not exactly, but we're just going to say that, which is a little unusual. See, here's what's left of the ore pass on that side. Not very much. Most of all the boards have fallen off. And the reason is not because the boards are necessarily rotted, but the nails holding the boards on, they tend to rust, and then the boards will fall off. I don't know how solid that is. It's not very solid. Should push that off of there if we could. Let's see if we can. Give that a kick. Anything that's not secure should go. When we're working under it, I get up a little higher. There we go. It's done now. Any little rocks, they're sitting in here. Drop them down too. These timbers seem to be good and solid. Gotta make sure if you're working under there that no big rocks fall on you. Yeah, there's a big rock under that piece of railway, but I think all that's pretty solid. We'll have a look at it. The more times you go up and down here, the easier it gets. You don't want to have that rock fall on you underneath there, but I don't know if that's likely to happen. Let's get up there and have a look at it. Oh yeah, there's some rock there that's almost ready to fall off. I better knock off a few of them big rocks. We were mucking out the 550, but what's happened is it's gotten so cold. It's about minus 20 Celsius that you get a lot of frost in the ice on the track. So it's just making more and more work. Yeah, that's pretty bad. There we go. That's a little better. Oh, be careful, something hit my rope a bit there. You don't want a rock traveling that far down can cause some damage to your rope, eh? Yeah, this is bad here. Maybe some of this is worse instead of better now, I don't know. Might have been more stable before we started knocking all this down. Yeah, we definitely want to knock a whole bunch of this down before we start working under it. That does not look good. We could have just pulled our rope up. That's what we should do, I guess. think what happened is this shaft was full of muck, and to make a little dusty here, but yeah, it's okay. Yeah, I think we're gonna scale this right off here. All of it, everything we can. Okay, now give that stuff a kick. It's pretty exciting down there, huh? Yeah, it's a good time to do this, rather than if you wouldn't want to be working under all this stuff, you know. You just don't know what could come down on you. Yeah, I'm getting there. Thinking. All right, so we got a fair bit scaled off of there. I think we're going to go to the top, and then on the way down we'll work on that a bit more. Because it's a little difficult to transition from going up or down, you know, up to down, and we're almost to the top anyhow. Well, actually, it's another 50 feet or so. I got the rope on the edge of the rock a little bit, but it's not really sharp there. You know, people worry about rope being on rock, but it doesn't cause any damage to it. It's more if you got a sharp piece of rock here and something else lands on it, you know, say a big rock or something landed on it, then it could cut it. But I mean, that's not going to cut. It's not going to cause much damage to that. I know people always think that should have rope protectors everywhere, but I guess that's what it says in the book. But you know, in the real world, I don't know, does it make sense? So one of the main things we're getting up here for is we're worried about that rope, or that board that rope is on right there, because it's loose. And then because every time we go up here, we're stretching that board out. So I think maybe there's only one nail holding that board on there. So for sure, you wouldn't want that to come down on you. Okay. So I'm gonna run a crowbar with this. This is where the original manway came down there. You see that hole there? There was a ladder that came down, but it was barely hanging on there, so we chucked it, dropped it down. So we're actually coming down. It looked like there was a little ore chute there on this side, but not a lot of ore came from the third level. It mostly was hauled down to the second level. Not even really crazy steep going up there. I mean, it's steep, but not straight up and down. Now we're past there. There we go. See, that piece of wood is starting to move now. There was actually a platform here for the manway that's collapsed. You can see. And this is what we're worried about, these pieces of wood here, with good reason, see? Failed already. Now we got two ropes. Maybe we'll see if we can get up. Yeah. So that's the one we wanted to get out of there.
There we go. We're going to throw a bunch of this stuff down. Should pick our ropes up. Maybe be all right. Got two of them. All this stuff is just ready to fall off here, so. There it goes. How much other loose stuff do we got here to worry about? Doesn't seem to be too bad. We could actually take this platform off and go down this hole, but I think we're better off going the way we have been. Welcome to the second level. We're going to climb up that manway and show you what's at the very top of the number one shaft. All right, so we're on top of the number 3 level on the number 1 shaft, and we're going to check something else out before we continue on up. So this is the way to the number 2 shaft, where we have the rope here, and so we've been busy digging it out, so we just want to see what it looks like on the top, maybe how much material is left to go. So let's have a look. This is where the air is going, right? It goes up to that slide. There's not much air going in here anymore because it's partially plugged. But let's have a look. Yeah, I can feel air coming through this hole. Not a huge amount, but this is where we could put an air door in if we wanted to control the air going through the mine, because right now the only way for the air to get from the bottom of the mine to the top of the mine is through that little hole. So you could easily make a door. This was a big hole, but we filled it all up when we had a big major landslide in here. It makes it a lot easier to get up here now. This used to be a massive hole, and there was a chute underneath here somewhere. I've never seen it. Yeah. There's the twin pillars right there, 1 and 2. When we first came here, the only way to get down into that little hole was to take the rope down. Now we got this all backfilled. There was a big chute there, big ore pass coming down that they blocked off. So if that let go for some reason, probably would plug off our only access out of here. We'd be trapped in here. Well, if we couldn't get up this slide. So I don't see no reason why it wouldn't necessarily fail. But let's have a look and see if we can see anything up there. I don't think so. No, he's tight up there. Those boulders look like they're pretty solid. Yeah, you don't want to go poking that, because if it filled that up, we wouldn't be able to get out. This is the slide that we came down from the top levels. We took a lot of ore out of here, or waste rock out of here. Oh wow, it's quite steep here. Really steep. Oh wow. So this is what we're shoveling underneath here. So the problem is this could keep sliding back. It's very steep. Probably not a good idea to even be sitting here. Wow, that's we think we're maybe getting close to having shoveled out that bottom. This is all a big stope. So we're all sitting on fill here. Wow. That's shoveled out a lot more than it ever was before. What we don't want to happen is this whole thing slide down there, because then we'll have a lot more to shovel. But we better not get too close to there, because there's definitely a risk that could slide. This is all fill here. Well, that's interesting. That means we're getting close. We're getting a lot closer to mucking out the number 2 shaft. So when the number 2 shaft is mucked out, then we're going to put a block in there so no more material can come down. And then we can get past the number 2 shaft and go to the back of the mine and explore the back part. We'll put in a nice ore chute, so later on when we have visitors, maybe you guys could muck out some of that stuff I just showed you. We wouldn't want to let all that material down here, because we'd get trapped in here. We'd have to block that hole right there. But it could happen. Those big boulders can come down here and possibly block that. Probably not, but I wouldn't risk it. So this is another little project we're working on here. So this obviously went down somewhere at one time. And I don't think it would, you wouldn't think it could go much of anywhere, but you don't know about these things. So we got dug out pretty good, but it's a little skinny. Maybe it doesn't go any further than that. I don't really want to go down there by myself, just in case we get a collapse. Well, probably got to bring a longer stick so I can poke some of that stuff out of the way, and I should be able to get in there. So we'll wait and come back with Sharon and we'll go in, but it might end right there. All right, so now we're gonna head back for the main event here. Going to continue on up the shaft, the 400 shaft, the number 1 shaft, and go to the very top, and we'll show you guys what's up there. Not too hard to get up, about another 40 feet up. There's one ladder, or that was pretty rotten, but the rest of the ladder is actually in really good shape, and the top of the manway is also. This first ladder is a little sketchy, as you can see. Alright. Never want to put 2 feet on any one rung. Not that it would matter. Not really. There's a rock coming. Sure there's nobody down there. We don't really need the ropes other than for safety, right? Which means you don't need them till you need them. Now, well, you'll see the manway's in really nice shape. There's not even anything missing on these ladders, which is surprising. You know, everything else is criminally rotten and gone, and this actually looks to be in really good shape. There's our pass going down, and our pass going up. We're going to go to the top of that and have a look. Neat, eh? The chute's actually still in pretty good shape. But I think the muck was maybe up to here somewhere. So this was kind of kept dry in here, I guess. I'm not sure. The ladders seem to be in pretty good shape. Amazingly enough, this pipe is in good shape too. Seems to be holding fairly well. Let's let that rock down. Throw him down. Those rocks always sound further than you'd think. You know, you hear a rock fall somewhere and they go, oh man, that's a long ways down. And it didn't turn out to be really that far. Alright, we're almost at the top. Just one more level. So these about 10 feet in between. This is what we want to do when we're rebuilding this ore chute of the manway, is have something like this. The advantage of this is because you can go up these ladders, and if you fell down the ladder, fell somewhere, you wouldn't likely go past the landing, right? So it's pretty safe. If the ladder failed, you probably wouldn't go more than 10 feet. In this case, we're on ropes, we wouldn't even go that far. So there we go. What's the matter? Now, you can see there was a, I'll get up here first and I'll tell you. There was a trap door there, but as you can see when we look up, it's all, there's muck on there, so you can't get through there. So what we did, we brought the chainsaw up here and we cut a hole right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to stay on ropes here. We're going to have a peek out through the manway there and show you what it looks like at the top. Alright, so looking down the ore pass, which I said didn't look too steep. Actually it's steep the first ways and then it's not as steep going down. Yeah, it wouldn't be bad roping down there, but we'd have no reason to. Got nice ladders. Alright, we'll just scoot out here. And if those rocks let go, so that rock is just barely sitting there, that is not good. There's a hazard that that rock could let go and come down our ore chute. That one rock, man, it's just barely sitting there. If that thing rolls down, we're in trouble. There's no safe way of getting up there either. Wow. Alright, so we'll head her back down. Alright, so we're just making our way down the manway. That's number 3 level. And we'll work our way down. We got most of the small rocks. I don't know, where do you stop, right? But we got most of the rocks, loose rocks gone, I guess. There's always a few more here and there. Guy could throw down, I guess. But all in all, I think it's pretty good. The rope's not going to be touching any other rocks or anything else loose, so there's no reason it should lodge off. Yeah, that's all good. This is solid, right? Yeah, we're not worried about any of that. Looks like a long way down. It didn't take very long to get there, though. It's only a couple steps. I don't use a glove, so I was thinking about maybe scaling some more stuff off here, but I don't know. Yeah, we could scale some stuff down here. It's not on our ropes that way. Yeah, let's drop some of this stuff down here. If there's any loose stuff here. Probably a little. Yeah. Some of that, you know, it's kind of damp. And it might dry out. And then maybe be a little more crumbly, I don't know. All right, we scaled quite a bit more off the number 2 level. Should more go? Yeah, probably. But, yeah, maybe we'll come back with a shovel and get some more. Good for now, I guess. Better than it was. So, here we go, I guess. And you can't jump. Well, Not a good idea. I got my hand here, so I'm kind of feeling the rope as I go down in case maybe I did some damage to it, right? No, maybe a rock did some damage to the rope. So we kind of go down slowly. To make sure the rope isn't damaged. I don't see any damage to it. Much of a mess we made down here, but a bit, I'm sure. Oh yeah. Oh, we knocked off one of those big timbers, came down. A loose one. The rocks knocked it down. Yeah, we got a fair bit of material to muck out of here. But yeah, it's okay. Yeah, fair bit. I don't know how many loads this would be. 10 loads? We'll get her. Hi everyone, thanks for joining us this week. We have a show every week, so we'll see you next week. Check out our new merch page. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Music is by the Adits.